Now on CoastTV News.
Beached whale, a sad ending for this enchanting mammal from the sea. How experts are handling the body after its death.
The never-ending roadwork on Route 24 hitting its next chapter. The different delays you can expect coming up on the highway.
A surprise addition in Chincoteague, what makes this fall so special. Plus, hoping for a ceasefire, Hamas has reportedly agreed to a tentative proposal, but it's still unclear what's going to happen next.
Waves of rain and several storm systems are set up just to our west and have started to target the Delmarva Peninsula.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Roadwork ahead, construction on the stretch of Route 24. It is going to be rerouting drivers all summer long. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
And I'm Mallory Metzner. Welcome to our News at 11. We begin tonight focused on a major new road project.
But we start with an important note because this project has been delayed. Robinsonville Road was supposed to close down today, but now the work is scheduled to start next week on the 12th.
DelDOT says when it's all said and done, you'll see a lot of new additions to the Route 24 area. Coast TV's Charles Reinert shows us what changes are coming down the road.
Roads closed, or at least it will be soon. DelDOT plans to close down Robinsonville Road from its intersection at Route 24 to Conley's Chapel Road.
You know, each passing month, it just seems like there's more traffic out there. So wanting to get these improvements done as quickly as possible.
The agency plans to widen Robinsonville Road, add sidewalks and crosswalks, and repave the road. And DelDOT says it's that repaving portion of the project that is dictating when they do this work.
This work is it has to take place during the warmer months. It's not work that can be put off until the winter because you can't pour concrete and asphalt during the colder months. We need a warmer ground temperature.
This job is the final phase of a 5-part plan to improve Route 24, all to make one of our coast's busiest highways easier to drive through. And with all these cones on 24, it seems like DelDOT is one step closer to a finished product. And once Robinsonville Road here does close down, it will stay that way until August. But that won't be the end of the construction here, as you'll continue to see crews out here working on the roads until December. I'm Charles Reinert on Route 24, Coast TV News.
And this brings us right into our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what is your opinion on DelDOT's infrastructure projects?
Let's look at the updated results from earlier tonight. Take a look at your screen. It looks like the majority, 86%, say they were needed sooner. 6% says it's a waste of money. 8% sees these projects as necessary upgrades.
Now, it looks like a runaway winner there, but if you still want to vote, you can. You just got to go to coasttv.com or use our Coast TV mobile app. Now to breaking news tonight. The rocket launch that was supposed to take a pair of astronauts to the International Space Station did not leave the ground today. The plan was to launch at 10:34 p.m., but apparently a faulty oxygen relief valve, well, that's put things on pause. 2 veteran NASA astronauts, Barry Butch Wilmore and Sunita Suni Williams, they were scheduled to spend about a week on the space station before returning.
Taking a live look outside into Salisbury to check on the weather there. It looks like it's still a little dreary out tonight. Let's check in with First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams, who joins us now with a look at our weather. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening to you. And as we take a look at what's happening with our radar, we're picking up light scattered showers making its way through Bucktown, Cambridge right now, as well as Hurlock, Agner, and Vienna. This is basically light spitting showers or dense or heavy drizzle for the most part. So we're looking at relatively light precipitation, not much in the way of measurable precipitation, but it's there. We're also seeing some, at least some steady downpours near Gumboro, Selbyville right now, Fenwick Island, Ocean View. Enough to make the roads just slightly slick, so just enough to perhaps be a little bit dangerous if you're not being careful and mindful of what you're doing. Now, we do have a cell that's actually developing some hail, but it's already moved off the shore and is going back into deeper water. And overall, we're looking for things to stay settled. Oh, by the way, while I'm here, don't forget, trees are on the high side, but grasses are now at the extreme level. So if you're sniffing and sneezing and wheezing, yeah, it's probably because of the grass being so high this time around, Charlie.
Thank you, Paul. New tonight, Milton Town Council moving forward with a proposal that would add 4-way stops to multiple intersections. That includes the intersection of Chestnut Street and Atlantic Street. You can see that here on the map. They also approved a 4-way stop at Federal, Wharton, and Mulberry. Now, an important point of clarification here, this isn't the final word on the intersection projects. DelDOT still has to weigh in before anything can be finalized.
In the middle of what has been an alarming spike in overdoses in Sussex County, the nonprofit organization Attack Addiction has launched a campaign called We've Got You. The goal of the initiative is to connect people struggling with substance use with vital resources and support. Some of the components include Narcan training, medication disposal, and more.
I'm Madeline Overturf, and here's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. Dover police have arrested 2 men in connection with a shooting at Delaware State University that killed a young woman visiting. Police say the men were in a fight with 2 other men when shots rang out, and Kamei De Silva was caught in the crossfire. Dover police say they've added extra security at nighttime on weekends since. The city of Cambridge has filed a lawsuit against the Cambridge Waterfront Development, Inc., saying developers violated a 2022 transfer agreement. This is in regards to plans to build a multi-million-dollar project on the site of the old Dorchester General Hospital. A happy surprise in Chincoteague, saltwater cowboys say a checkup yielded a surprise newborn colt, meaning there's probably 70 or 80 babies this year. And that's just some of the things happening across Delmarva. I'm Madeline Overturf.
Hopeful news today on a long-sought ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas.
Hamas says it has tentatively accepted a proposal, but Israel says that's not the agreed-upon framework negotiated with mediators.
The Biden administration says the terms are under review, and CIA Director Bill Burns is in the region, helping to try and close the gap.
Alice Barr has the latest on this rapidly developing situation.
A whiplash of hope and fear in Gaza today after the political wing of Hamas said it had tentatively accepted a ceasefire deal brokered by Egypt and Qatar. An Israeli official tells NBC News that proposal is not the framework that was agreed upon with mediators. The Prime Minister's office saying Israel will send a delegation back to the negotiating table. The White House also reviewing the proposal.
And we're discussing it with our partners in the region. Director Burns, as you know, is there, and he's working this in real time on the ground.
The Biden administration has been pressing for a ceasefire deal that would free Hamas-held hostages in exchange for Palestinian prisoners and get more aid into Gaza.
There has been a significant offer on the table. The ball has been in Hamas's court. We have made clear that they should accept that offer.
President Biden spoke today with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The president reiterated U.S. opposition to an Israeli ground assault on Gaza's southernmost city of Rafah, where more than 1 million civilians are sheltering. Palestinians in eastern Rafah packing up once again after leaflets and text messages from the Israeli military told some 100,000 people to move to a not quite safe but safer humanitarian zone to clear the way for significant force against terrorists. The Prime Minister's office says the Israeli War Cabinet unanimously decided to continue the military operation in Rafah, which Israel considers the last Hamas stronghold, while pursuing a ceasefire. Here at home, simmering tensions on college campuses. Pro-Palestinian protesters clashed with police at the University of Virginia over the weekend, and today Columbia University in New York announced its main commencement ceremony is canceled. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
This Holocaust Remembrance Day, President Biden and Prime Minister Netanyahu also discussed a shared commitment to honor the 6 million Jews who were systemically murdered. President Biden's set to give a speech tomorrow on combating anti-Semitism.
Volunteers spent the day cutting up the 50-foot body of a fin whale that washed up on shore in the Indian River Inlet on Sunday and died overnight. The Murr Institute, which handles strandings like this one, says the 50-foot whale was very sick, and because it was so big, tragically, they had to wait for nature to take its course.
We did come prepared to try to euthanize it, but that takes about 2 hours to actually happen, and we didn't have a good window where we would safely be on land. It's very dangerous to stand behind a whale that weighs tens and tens of tons because it could roll on top of us.
After samples were taken from the dead whale, it was cut up. When volunteers are done, the whale will be buried and naturally decompose. Murr says tests will be done to determine what led the whale to be so sick and eventually die.
In regional news, Maryland State Police homicide investigators arrested a Wicomico man today and charged him with the murder of his own mother. 48-year-old Jeremy Gentry has been charged with first and second degree murder, first and second degree assault, reckless endangerment, and more. According to police, 68-year-old Beatrice K. Gentry was found unconscious in a bathtub just before 9 p.m. on Sunday at a home in Fruitland. When emergency crews got to the home, they were met by the victim's husband. At that time, she was pronounced dead. Further investigation led police to Gentry, and the investigation is ongoing.
New at 11, Delaware State Police have arrested a man for his 6th DUI. Troopers say 59-year-old David Gillespie of Milford crashed a Jeep Liberty into a mailbox and a utility pole on Cedar Creek Road near Heritage Road in Lincoln Sunday afternoon. The agency says the driver was found walking away on Cedar Creek Road. He has been committed to Sussex Correctional Institution on more than $12,000 cash bond.
We have more news to get to this evening.
Still to come, we have new information about a deadly crash in Greenwood, what we know about the accident that happened at the location you see on this map.
And also, Maryland hitting an EV milestone. We look at the big jump in registered electric vehicles in the state.
And here's a look at your Bay forecast. From Cambridge, looking at 7 o'clock, some scattered showers and 65. Taking a break for it by noon, but then another round of showers likely for us at 5 o'clock in Crisfield. Same situation at 7 o'clock, 71 at noon, and 73 with increasing cloud cover by 5 o'clock. We'll have more on your full forecast coming up in a moment. We'll be back in just 60 seconds.
Looking for fitness that fits your budget? Join Planet Fitness now through May 10th. Save big when you join the judgment-free zone for just $1 down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. That's right. We've dropped our enrollment fee to just $1, so it's easy to start getting that big fitness energy. Never intimidated. Always free fitness training, equipment for every workout, and most clubs open 24 hours, so you can get in, get energized, and get going. Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Hurry. Deal ends Friday, May 10th.
Social Security and Medicare aren't just handed to us.
We've earned them. Hour by hour. Day by day.
Paycheck by paycheck.
They aren't plans. They're a promise. Made to every American. Every American. And we're not gonna let anyone break it.
Break it.
Break it.
Neither will I. And you can consider that a promise too. David Trone will stand up to Republicans looking to strip the safety net seniors depend on. And there's no backing down.
I'm David Trone, and I approve this message.
We have the cloud cover that's going to continue to increase and enhance the moisture profile in the atmosphere. In simplest terms, we're going to just get a whole bunch of water together before it falls back on top of us. Pretty much the situation for the next couple of days. Now, our tidal health camera in Seaford showing us that we're looking forward to stay drenched as far as the upper atmosphere is concerned, as far as moisture content is concerned. Not much in the way of rain actually falling to the ground. So a lot of this is just hovering moisture. And we are picking up on some rain right now, but it's relatively light stuff in Bottom Hills, Long Neck, Ocean View, Bayview Park, and Bayard, as well as Blackwater. Now, as we widen the scope here, you'll notice the rain reaches all the way down towards Snow Hill, Colburn, as well as Newark. But once again, we're seeing it shifting towards from the west towards the east, northeast, moving at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. Not much movement, not much girth to it either. We have a trough that's helping to kind of kickstart this thing off. But even with that being the case in a low pressure system just to our south, we're going to have several small low pressure systems developing just to our west and just careening its way towards us for the next couple of days in a row. Our high today, 76 degrees, 4 above the norm. Our low of 63, which means we started off with the deck stack in our favor for being at least warmer than usual for this time of the year, but not by much, only 4 degrees. That's not much of a jump. We will jump a lot higher than that in the next couple of days, though. So 5 o'clock in the morning, 63 in Berlin, Newark, Willard, and some sprinkles, okay? Then by noon and by lunchtime, we're clearing out, and we'll have temperatures in the 70s. By 3:30, we'll have another round of sprinkles to heavy drizzle for us in Salisbury as well as Princess Anne. And then as we go into Wednesday morning, we see more in the way of an alignment of steady showers from Chincoteague all the way up towards Ocean Pines with the winds coming out of the south at 6 o'clock. And then we'll stay cloudy by midday. And we'll still see the cloud cover in place for us by Wednesday afternoon. But also Wednesday afternoon, we will climb into the mid-80s by then. Now, the amount of rain, very minuscule when you consider the time frame. I mean, we're considering from now till noon Thursday. And on all that time, it's going to take us to at least accumulate under a half an inch of rain throughout most of the area. Let's take a look at the movement of the rain to the north. For 7 o'clock in the morning, Rehoboth Beach, Broad Kill, and Milton, a sprinkle or two. Then it clears out for lunchtime at 2 o'clock, and we climb well into the 70s for Tuesday with lots of sunshine. Wednesday at 6 o'clock in the morning, we're looking for stronger storms in Milford, north of Long Neck, and near Fenwick Island at 6:30. They move quickly out of the way, though. So even when we have these showers, we're not expecting for them to stick around for a long period of time. They're going to be quick, hit it, gone. Hit, gone. That's pretty much it, okay? So we take a look at our 3-day beach forecast. Tuesday is going to be the day we're looking for some scattered showers, a break on Wednesday. Then Thursday for Wallops Island and Assateague, we're looking for temps in the low 70s and scattered showers. We anticipate for Ocean City a chance of thunderstorms and some lightning strikes are possible for us in South Bethany for Thursday. Now, we will have some rain on Tuesday, but once again, it's going to be brief, in and out pretty quickly. And then finally, up towards Cape Henlopen, look for some thunderstorms on Thursday in Dewey Beach as well as Cape Henlopen, and we'll have some introductory rain Tuesday. Here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling extended forecast from 74 to 86. Back down to 78 on Thursday. And don't be surprised if Thursday we have some isolated thunderstorms that could possibly prompt an advisory or perhaps even a watch or warning.
Thank you, Paul. In regional news, the state of Maryland hitting a major green milestone. Maryland now has more than 100,000 registered electric cars. That's a 59% increase since 2022. Maryland's Transportation Secretary has emphasized the state's leadership in zero-emission vehicle adoption, pointing to expanded infrastructure, access clean transportation, and initiatives like the National Electric Infrastructure Program. The Transportation Secretary also pointing to state and federal tax credits and rebates.
New at 11, we now know the name of the man who died in a crash in Greenwood Sunday morning. Delaware State Police say 65-year-old Arnold Hockensmith of Felton was driving an SUV on Greenwood Road north of Tomahawk Branch Road, where he went off the road, hit several trees before rolling over. Troopers confirmed the driver was not wearing his seatbelt properly. Unfortunately, police say Hockensmith died at the scene. Still to come, the highest of high fashion on display tonight at the Met Gala. We take a look at the oohs, the ahs, and the whats.
Plus, beach town benches raising concerns, why some are standing up against them and why others think they should sit in this quiet community.
Shop the Memorial Day mattress sale at Johnny Janasic and find premium mattresses starting at just $29 a month. Plus, get 0% APR for 60 months, a $300 gift card, and free local delivery. Going on now at Johnny Janasic.
Make no mistake, America is being invaded. Biden's open border is flooding our cities with violent criminals and deadly drugs. Democrats put American families last, kicking our kids out of school to house illegals. The invasion must end. I'm Robin Ficker and I approve this message. I'm running for Senate to secure the border. I'll stand with Trump, finish the wall, and deport criminal illegals to save our country.
I went to bed one night and I woke up. There's just a bunch of people around me looking down at me. That's the moment I died.
He was in cardiogenic shock, he was in septic shock, he was in respiratory failure, and we were eventually able to get his pulse back.
Bay Health never gave up on me. They're my heroes. I don't think there's even a way you can repay somebody that saves your life, other than the biggest thank you I can think of.
Welcome to Beach Barrels. No matter where you're from, you're always a local at Beach Barrels in North Ocean City. Enjoy great times and great vibes at our unique bar. Try our award-winning Primo Hoagies that are made fresh to order. Cheer on your favorite sports team on our numerous big screens. Our live music scene is out of this world, hosting the area's best local and regional acts. Come in, grab a seat, or enjoy our brand new outside deck featuring beautiful palm trees, comfy seating with a tropical vibe. We're open every day from 10 a.m. till 2 a.m. See you at Beach Barrels, 133rd and Coastal Highway.
Shop the Memorial Day mattress sale at Johnny Chinassic and find premium mattresses starting at just $29 a month. Plus, get 0% APR for 60 months, a $300 gift card, and free local delivery. Going on now at Johnny Chinassic.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
Commemorative benches could be getting another chance in Fenwick Island. Town Council previously voted 3-2 against the benches, but 2 council members weren't present, so some hope there's still a chance to get them on board. The benches with plaques would have cost $1,200. Their proposed placement was along Bunting Avenue on Dagsboro Street, Georgetown Street, James Street, and Lewis Street. The 3 council members who voted against the benches said they didn't think it was safe to have the benches in parking lots where cars could back into them or in areas where they could interfere with the traffic pattern. According to today's Residential Concerns Committee meeting, the police chief thinks 4 spots on Georgetown or Lewis Street could be the safest options. Councilmember Janice Bortner says a lot of people have come to her to express their disappointment with the council's decision.
A large percentage of our population is older, and I think it's something for quality. It's a quality of life issue. People love to walk on Bunting. It's a health issue. People need to get out and walk, and it's a way that people engage with other people in the community.
Bortner says in order to revisit this issue, 1 council member who voted against the commemorative benches needs to second her motion to place it back on a future agenda for discussion.
New at 11, get ready to put your hands together for a little clapping. Georgetown Elementary School has received national recognition. The Indian River School District says that the school is recognized for commitment to empowering students by Project Lead the Way. Georgetown Elementary has been named a distinguished school for STEM curriculum and career readiness.
In entertainment news, it's one of the most fashionable nights of the year. Celebrities arrived at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York for 2024's Met Gala. This year's gala donned the dress code Garden of Time as guests put their creative twists on attire, bringing out some unique colors to their outfits. The theme to go with the dress code was Sleeping Beauties, reawakening fashion, maybe some going for the Maleficent theme too. Notable co-chairs for the Met Gala this time around included Zendaya, Jennifer Lopez, Bad Bunny, and Chris Hemsworth.
Coming up in sports, an absolute classic in the girls lacrosse Bayside Championship. Stephen Decatur, Queen Anne's County battling it out.
And a way to honor beloved people and occasions in Ocean City. The Mother's Day and Father's Day deal that's being offered.
And here's a look at your golf forecast as you're lining up your putt. Keep in mind, we are expecting for it to be not all that good because we're going to see some early morning spot showers and a few showers that we're developing in the afternoon. So with, Murphy's Law, just as you get out there, it'll probably start raining and then it'll stop as soon as you're done. That's literally what I'm calling for, guys.
We're Coast Country, and we're Delmarva proud.
Every day, Washington politicians let the border crisis continue and do nothing. They fail the American people. Open border Democrats and status quo Republicans are both to blame. We need common sense leaders with the guts to get it done.
Typical D.C. politicians play politics instead of solving the problem. As governor, we fought sanctuary cities. Enough is enough. Secure the border immediately. I'm Larry Hogan, and I approve this message. In the Senate, I'll fight to keep our communities safe.
Get always on, always fast internet from Extreme and get a $100 credit. Plus, add the Xumo Stream Box and get all the top apps in one place and over 300 free channels with the Xumo Play app. That's a huge added value. Get the ultimate streaming experience with download speed options up to 1 gig and whole home Wi-Fi 360 Pro. Internet and Wi-Fi packages start as low as $29.99 a month for a year. Call now to claim your $100 credit and add your Xumo Stream Box. Call 844-EXTREME2.
But when I decided to have my kitchen done, I knew I wanted it done professionally. And that's when I contacted Ellen. She took me to the Delmarva Design Center.
From the moment I bring a customer into Delmarva Design Center, the ideas start to flow. First thing we do is take a stroll around the showroom so we can look at all the different vignettes to get ideas of what they like and see what they react to.
For each of the different aspects that I wanted to change in my kitchen, there were experts here, and everyone was so helpful. They listened to what I had to say, and they had great ideas that helped me put together exactly what I wanted for my kitchen.
My goal is to have the customer enjoy their space as quickly as possible, and Delmarva Design Center helps me do that.
My kitchen is one of my favorite places now. It's something that I use every single day of my life. I'm elated with my experience at the Delmarva Design Center.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
It might be an 11, maybe a 9. It could be 13's time, or 5. With new Cash Pop from the Maryland Lottery, a winning number is drawn 4 times a day. Just pick a number from 1 to 15 for a chance to win cash, like the $2,500 top prize. Woo! Cash Pop. Cash Pop. Put a little pop in your day.
Ocean City's Beautification Committee is offering a way to commemorate loved ones this Mother's and Father's Day. The Reflections of Life bronze tree sculpture that is inside the convention center offers a gold, silver, or bronze leaf, and it's got stepping stones as well. The committee says each leaf or stone can be engraved to honor a person or celebrate an occasion. The leaves are 50% off their regular prices from Mother's Day through Father's Day.
It's Mental Health Awareness Month. You may know that taking care of your social, emotional, and mental well-being is good for you. Mandy Gaither explains how prioritizing mental health can also help prevent heart disease.
Eating a healthy diet and staying active, both good for your heart, but so is taking care of your mental health.
How you're feeling can directly affect your cardiovascular health and wellness.
Cardiologist Dr. Fred St. Gore with El Camino Health says many patients don't know the two go hand in hand. A 2022 report from the American Heart Association suggests social isolation and loneliness may raise the risk of having and even dying from a heart attack or stroke.
It's pretty clear why, and that is the level of stress, and stress which then leads to inflammation, which then leads to cardiovascular disease, is clearly and well documented to be higher in individuals who are either lonely or socially isolated.
While loneliness can be felt by anyone, St. Gore says it's significant in seniors, especially those who have lost a partner or friends, and in teens who spend a lot of time on devices instead of socializing in person.
The responsibility is really on the healthcare community to make sure that we get this message out, that our patients are well educated, well informed of the benefits of all these cardiovascular risk factor interventions.
St. Gore says that includes management of blood pressure, glucose levels, and cholesterol, good nutrition, weight management, regular exercise, and social activity.
We have a lot of different ways of intervening, certainly with pharmacology, with nutrition, but overall, probably the most important thing is engagement.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The doctor says research has shown that regular exercise is not only good for your body, but also your mind, which in turn is good for your heart health. The American Heart Association recommends 75 minutes of intense activity or between 100 and 150 minutes of light exercise every week.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
A Bayside Championship doubleheader in lacrosse today, starting with the girls. Queen Anne's County going for their 4th straight conference title and facing a Stephen Decatur squad that knocked off QAC once already this season.
In the first quarter, Ava Kineyard with the spin move fires and scores. Decatur takes the 1-0 lead. 2 minutes later, RJ Enser passes it behind the net to Kaisa Hicks. Back to Enser, who finishes it off, tying things at 1. With 15 seconds left in the first, the spin move and shot by Bailey Pinder puts the Lions up 2-1. In the second, Sadie Kaufman with the free position finish for the Seahawks, game tied at 2. Less than a minute later, the Lions respond. Pinder finds Riley Kepler. QAC back on top, 3-2. Then Decatur freshman Kennedy Kirby makes her own move and slams it in. It's tied at 3. Under a minute before half, Enzer takes advantage of the free position shot. QAC back in front, 4-3. Then the ensuing faceoff leads to Kaufman, taking matters into her own hands. Behind the net and through two defenders, her second goal ties the game at 4 at half. In the third, a free position for Kaufman is trouble. Her hat trick puts Decatur ahead 5-4. 3 minutes later, a fast break for Kaufman, and she can't be stopped. She makes it 6-4 Decatur on her fourth goal of the day, but the Lions aren't done. A free position for Enzer, she bounces it home for the hat trick. It's a 1-goal game. In the fourth, it's Pinder to Enzer. Her fourth goal for QAC. We're knotted up at 6. Under 4 minutes left, this time it's Enzer to Pinder for the go-ahead goal. QAC wins their fourth consecutive Bayside title in comeback fashion, 7-6 over Decatur.
That'll do for sports. Have a great night.
Race for Warriors. Why this event is a tribute to our military members, how it gives back to those who have served. Stay tuned on Coast TV News at 11.
The UV Index Weather Report is sponsored by Ocean City Tourism. Somewhere to smile about.
On Coast Life, discover a local volunteer group providing free bikes to international students for the summer and how you can help out too. Plus, last-minute Mother's Day gift ideas. Coast Life, tomorrow at 4 on Coast TV.
Our soldiers are heroes who protect our country. But when they come home, it's up to us to help our heroes. Now, during FH First Spring Into Giving campaign, for every $29 cooling system tune-up we perform, we'll donate that amount directly to Wounded Warrior Project. FH Fur Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical. Call 877-CALL-FUR or visit FHFur.com to schedule your $29 cooling system tune-up. And use hashtag SpringIntoGiving to share how you're giving back.
My college friends never knew this, but when I was focused on studying, I worked less hours. So I didn't have enough money for food. And I always told myself I could get by, but it was tough some days. I'm just thankful for all the support Food Lion Feeds gave me. Thanks.
You're welcome.
And now that I'm graduating, I'll never forget it.
Here to fill tables and hearts with hope. Food Lion Feeds.
The Subaru car has been an awesome change. It is definitely something that's reliable, safe. Gateway Subaru had what I was looking for. The dealership was just wonderful to deal with. Gateway really nailed it and you didn't feel pressured. They were more compassionate, willing to work with you. So Gateway provided me with the cross-check that I needed and I'm very comfortable with. Walked out with the keys in the car the same day and it's been running beautifully. And I love my Subaru.
Cliff Bar is made with organic oats, but you're made for the climb. Cliff, the most important ingredient is you.
Unlike those other messy whole body deodorants, Native Whole Body Deo dries on contact, doesn't leave white residue on clothes, and fights odor for 72 hours. For your pits, privates, chest, thighs, and feet. How do they do it? Get Native.
AANHPI stands for Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander, and we stand for each other. We continue to strive for visibility, make our voices heard, and ensure our stories are amplified. AANHPI Amplified.
Racers will make their way down the coastline in the Cape Henlopen State Park, representing how our troops march on desert sands in the Middle East. Race for Warriors supports wounded warriors and homeless veterans. There's a 5K and a half marathon Saturday morning, followed by a celebration with live music and vendors.
Our Hershey's exterior camera showing that we have a good deal of moisture, actually a little bit on the lens right now, causing it to go a little bit out of focus in Ocean City. Temperatures will stay in the low 60s with a chance of scattered sprinkles. I wouldn't even call it fully authentic rain, just heavy sprinkles, probably the best way to describe it. And so you can still use an umbrella for it. By the way, speaking of that, Robert Besso of Lewis, congratulations, you're the winner of our umbrella giveaway, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. Here's a look at the latest rain and the sprinkles that are pushing through. This is relatively light stuff, except for this small area right here. We're starting to see some heavier downpours, but that's moving north of our immediate area, so it's not an immediate threat. Here's a look at our telephone line at 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away. Sponsored by Beard, Mandala's, Brockstedt, and Federico. Finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. exclusive 10-day forecast. Tuesday, rain. Wednesday, we get a break, but it's going to be steamy. Then on Thursday, watch out for thunderstorms.
All, and thank you for joining us for Coast TV News at 11. For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next. We'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.